Okay, so Assalamualaikum. So today I will present about the individual reflections of me during the health psychological courses from this. So my name is Rosana Midinuddin, with matric number 1710672. 4 years students majoring in psychology of Kuliah Islamic Living Knowledge and Human Sciences in International Islamic University Malaysia. So today I want to share my reflections throughout the health psychology courses before So before enrolling in these subjects, I literally do not have any idea what health psychology is all about. First, a brief introduction of health psychology. So first of all, we have to know about what is health. So health is basically as defined by biomedical model is the absence of the disease, while biopsychosocial model is health as defined as much more than the absence of the disease itself, but it includes the other factors. And then World Health Organizations, WHO, had defined health as a state of a complete physical, mental, social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity itself. Alright, so in short, health psychology is basically the branch of psychology that consider how individual behavior and lifestyles affect a person's physical health, which include psychological contributions to the enhancements of such as enhancements of health, the prevention and the treatment diseases, detections of the risk factor of the health, and etc. So in Islam, health is one of the two blessings which most people will regret if they lost it, right? Right, so moving on. So starting from the historical points of view, where the shifters of the acknowledging the health psychology viewpoint with regard to the disease and cover up to the point where the research until the healthcare aspect, where the stigma of seeking help has been taken place, as well as individual characteristics of a person who want to seek for help. And from all of this, I found that it is interesting to know that even the smallest conditions or character of a person may influence the way they perceive health, which related to the symptoms of the diseases and the illness itself. So it does not stop there as the learning process continuing. So I find interesting in a way that our behavior with regard to health are somehow being followed up by a certain principle or theory, such as theory of planned behavior, where our intentions come up before we doing the behavior, and then health behavioral model, HBM, and so on, etc. So furthermore, the most valuable experiences throughout these courses is that when my lecturer always related the topic and the situations with the Islamic context, Islamic viewpoint. For example, in the chapter on managing stress, doctor teaches a lot of ways to cope with it by deeply understanding the Islamic concept of zikir, the Islamic concept of shahadah, and one of the words coming from lecture that made my heart beat fastest, and it was the moment when the doctor asks the meaning of shahadah and our feeling towards it. So I'm being blurred at the first because I don't know what I should answer about it, and then but later on, when I realized that I am the chosen one to recite the shahadah, and I feel blessed about this matter. So it totally opens my eyes that it is luck for us as Muslims. We have Allah with us in any circumstances that we face, and it works through the other religions' viewpoint, yet it is most reliable coping mechanism as a Muslim. Okay. Alright, so beside that, during these courses also, we also have been provided with a project. We also being tasked to do a project. So the project is promoting the sunnah behavior. Really made me surprised to the extent that it is not easy to implement love towards the Prophet through his sunnah. Basically, it's not easy. But when you are doing it, that somehow, it's just only doing this small matter. So for example, a simple activity promote in sunnah of a prophet can open our eyes in the beauty inside it. So let's take example of walking behavior. So by just walking in the fast paces, where we already follow the sunnah of the prophet. Plus, if we ikhlas in doing so, we already gain reward from it. And subhanAllah, what blessing that I want to deny more when I know that it is a simple way to love our Prophet is just by doing a simple activity in our daily life. So, moving on, I would like to highlight the lessons that I get from this study. So first of all, it was essential. So as a human being, it is essential to take care of our body and health in whatever circumstances that we have gone through, right? And then second, it was about the knowledge. So throughout the learning process, I gained a lot of knowledge in the point of heart behavior by which it must be practiced in our life. Okay, and the third is the spiritual aspect. So when we are combining the spiritual element into the Western points of view, maybe it can promote coping especially in the coping strategy. Maybe it can promote in the theoretical form of health is very needed so that Islam can be perceived more, right? So last but not least, in short, throughout these courses, it teaches me that the best way to have a good heart behavior is by following what is right and avoiding what is wrong. And do not put any stereotype or stigma regard of seeking help, for instance. And it's just our matter of being open with that, and a balancing weight before we doing something is vital, right? So lastly, as a Muslim, applications of all the teaching in Islam is the best way in order to tackle down the unhealthy psychological behavior of variables such as stress, depression, hopelessness, and etc. So that's all from me. Thank you.